Thank you all for joining in today. Today is our 40th episode, 40, episode number 40. This is free Intune training provided by How to Manage Devices community. If you have any questions related to device management or this training, any questions to related to SCCM Intune, right? Please feel free to use forum.howtomanagedevices.com. So let's get started. Yesterday, we have seen we have deployed an administrative template for customizing homepage or setting up a policy for Edge Chromium homepage, right? But it got deployed on all the three devices which I have. One device is Azure AD registered device and other devices are Azure AD joined devices, right? The policy got deployed or applied on all the three devices, and one Azure AD registered device, that device doesn't have Edge Chromium at all. So this is that registered device. That device doesn't have Edge Chromium at all. It is still using the legacy version of the Edge. Okay, even though it is using the legacy version of the Edge, it is the Intune is able to deploy the policies, and in Windows 10 MDM took care of it and applied all those settings into Azure AD registered device. Okay, and the same thing happened to Azure AD joined device also. Okay, but yesterday we have seen the home page is not there. If we launch the Chromium Edge Chromium browser, it is not getting the home page which we configured, right? So we have we have not checked the policies, right? Which is available for this. This is same Chromium thing, right? So sorry, Chromium engine, right? It is using the Chromium engine. So Chrome and Edge Chromium is same now, right? Oh, it's I think I don't know. I don't remember the URL for this policies. I feel policies. No, I think it's something else. Policies. Let's say. Okay, I need to find out what is the URL for Edge Chromium, right? For finding out the policy. So for Google Chrome, it was working that URL, right? So if you know that, please put it in the chat window so that we can check that. Okay, so in the background, what happened is basically yesterday we have seen in the event log we have seen those policies or CSPs getting applied, right? And today we are going to look at the registry entry and see what has happened over there, right? So software Microsoft, and we will find out why the policy, the homepage policy is not getting applied, right? Okay, so let's see policy manager. And policy manager is the place where you can see ADMX default, ADMX installed, etc., right? So let's go to ADMX default and check what is there in the registry entry of that ADMX, right? So you can see a lot of things over here. There is new one over here, right? So these are the new ones for the Edge policy, right? Microsoft Edge policy. So Edge, this is Edge Chromium, right? How many policies are there? Look at those policies, right? So a lot of configurations available, and startup Edge startup is similar to that of Chrome. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here. if I can compare like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So something is new over here for the new tab, hide default top site, right? So this is something new which is not available in the Chrome. Okay, so that is the only difference I can see. I don't know if you see something. Please say that in the comment box, so that will be helpful for others to identify and even me to identify, right? So okay, so we have seen the policies got applied on this registry. Now let's check the ADMX install thing, right? ADMX installed, right? So this is another policy which we normally look into as part of the troubleshooting when we deploy some ADMX backed policies, right? So there's a new one over here now. We deployed Chrome before, we deployed Firefox also. Now yesterday we deployed Edge, Microsoft Edge Chromium. So you can see the same structure, and you can see like it is Thursday 11th June 2020, right? That is when we deployed this particular policy. Okay, so it got applied. now Now the place to look at actual policy value is a different one, right? So I'm going to softwares again, and policies, right? If I say policies, and there are three type of three nodes over there under the policy, right? So there are Google, Microsoft, Mozilla, right? These are the three ones available. We know Google is for Google Chrome. Microsoft is basically a lot of Microsoft things available there. As one of them is Edge, right? So let's click on Edge, and you can see in the Edge policy, you can see, oh, homepage location. Homepage location is available. This is the homepage location which we set, but it's not working, right? So what I identified is basically when we yesterday also I mentioned this, right? When we deployed Chrome policy, a Google Chrome policy, what I did is basically I deployed. This is the post for the Google Chrome policy. If you have not seen, please check out this post. Probably that would help you. And we have a video also, right? So what we did is we set up a policy for homepage location, and then we set up a policy for new tab. Then only the policy came, right? The actual results came, right? The when we launch a browser, it is launching up with the homepage after setting up the new tab policy. So let's set up the new tab policy over here, right? So over here, if you say for the Google Chrome, you can see like these are the policies, these are the OMA URI we set up, and this is the actual string value which we provided for the new tab page, right? So for the Edge Chromium, we don't need to do all those things, right? Because it's out of box available. If you go to the existing the policy which we created yesterday and go to properties, edit, then you would see that administrative templates coming up, right? If Intune is going to work. Okay, Intune is working. Okay, so if you go down over here, Microsoft Edge, right? Microsoft Edge and startup home page and new tab, etc. Right? So this is where which we set up the home page URL policy yesterday. This is the only one we enabled yesterday, right? Now let's see. Where is it? Homepage sites open up when the browser starts. This is another interesting option, right? So all these policies, right, are bit confusing for me. Probably it's clear for you, but it's confusing for me uh, because it says homepage policy open opened by the home button. If you don't have a home button, probably this might not work. So this is expected, right? Expected. This, if you configure just this policy, probably home page won't get, like the actual results won't get applied, or you won't get the actual results, right? So you need to go through this documentation appropriately, then only you will come to know like what we can do, or what is the exact reason for not having home page on your edge chromium. Okay, so enter the URL. You can so we have not set up the home page first thing, right? So it says home button we need to set up, right? So we need to set up home button, right? So let's try to set up home button, and I don't know where is the home button. Show home button, right? So let's set up home button over here, and let's enable that only, and see what is happening over after setting up that, right? So we will take a different path. Okay, and then we will set up that new tab. Okay, so let's go back to Windows 10 Azure AD join device and sync the policies, right? We don't have time to for wait for the policies to sync automatically. So I'm doing it directly from this. So let's say what is happening over here. So the policy is not applied yet. It's still okay. It's pending now. Once it's changed to pending, then probably it is a good sign, right? So that means policy is already on the way, right? To the device. So let's refresh. Okay, let's refresh, and you can see whether there is any policy deployed or not. I can't see anything specific over here. Okay, let's check the registry, and let's try to refresh this one. Homepage default, I don't know. No, nothing came, right? So let's refresh this again, sync this again, because that thing happened pending screen after that pending screen, right? So it was showing when we started the sync, it was showing in the console, it was showing the previous status, right? So after that only it changed to pending. Okay, so let's see what is happening now. Let's refresh. Okay, home button, it came. Home button, the setting came in the registry, so that means the policy got applied, and you would be able to see same thing in the event log also, probably, right? So this is the first sign you can see, right? So that is good thing, and probably, yeah, this is a policy, right? So we confirmed the policy is there. Now let's let's close this down and launch it again, right? So home button is there. I'm pressing home button now. Okay, once I press the home button, yeah, it is working, right? So now now let's close this, and let's apply one more policy, because our setting is not working yet, right? Because home page is option is whenever you launch Chromium, Edge Chromium, it should have that web page. That is the home page, meaning of the home page, if I understand it correctly, right? So let's go back to our policy. Oh, come on, this is different mission. Okay, go back to administrative policy and edit, and then if again if Intune is working today. Okay, so go back to startup, and let's see what else we can set up, right? Set home page, set new tab as the home page, right? And the other option, let me see what we configured over here, right? So this is new tab page location, right? And new tab page location is set as this one, right? So let's try this URL over here, right? And check which, and we will understand which policy is getting applied, right? So for the home page, we used a different URL, right? And for new tab page as home page, we are using a different URL, right? So I don't know like how this is going to work, but we will find out soon, right? Home page or tab. If I say tab, configure con configure Microsoft Edge new tab page experience. I don't know what is this exactly. So if I enable, okay, it is giving me options like Office 365 feed experience. Okay, so I'm not going to enable that. That is something different, right? And configure new tab page URL. Actually, this is what we need to kind of set up. But there is one over here also. So I am a bit confused between these two policies. It configure the new tab page URL and set up the new tab page as home page. Right. So let's try this first. Okay. This is similar to the Chrome policy which we are talking about. Configure default URL for new tab. Okay, so I'm going to configure that and click set up this particular policy, and okay, done. Now review and save. Okay, so now we have three policies over here. Configure homepage URL, show home button on toolbar, configure new tab page URL. Okay, now let's go back to status and see. No, it's not changed yet. So let's wait for that to change to pending, right? Then only we will go ahead and apply the, sorry, sync the policies. Okay, it's still waiting. We are still waiting. Okay, so it's changed to pending now. Let's go to the Azure AD join device and try to sync. Okay, sync from here, and you can initiate the sync from the portal. It's portal also, but this is kind of easy for me in the lab environment, because otherwise, like, I need to switch the tabs over here, right? I need to go to Intune device and then sync. Then I need to come back to the same policy again, right? So that is why I'm using the client side to sync the policies. So let's refresh the registry. I think that is pretty easy in rather than looking at the event log, right? So homepage location, it came down, right? New homepage, sorry, new tab page location came down over here, right? And it got the new URL. Now let's see the end user experience by clicking on Chromium Edge, right? Okay, so that means it is working now, right? But it is not the home page which we set up actually, but it's new tab experience. It is coming over here, right? So this is the thing which is working now. New tab page location, right? This URL is not coming. This is the home page location URL which we set up, right? So let's click the new tab and see what is happening over there. So that is also coming as this one, right? Okay, so that is something we learned kind of today, right? So let's go back and see what are the other policy which we can kind of look into over here. So mode. So whenever you set up a policy, right, you need to look into the actual configuration and check what is going to happen over there, right? So if I go to setup, and if I see all these three enabled policies, it is specifically mentioned over here, homepage URL. If you set up the tab experience, somewhere here it is mentioned. uh, to- 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 If you enable this policy, user cannot change the homepage URL, but can choose the new tab page as their homepage, right? So there is a link between the new tab page and home page, right? So you need to understand this policy before you set up, right? If you disable or don't configure this policy, user can choose their own home page, right? The policy is available only Windows, that's fine. All right. So yeah, so this is bit tricky policy, right? If I don't know, probably maybe I'm not very used with group policy settings. That is why I'm getting confused over here. But I don't know, if you have a lot of experience in group policy settings, probably this is easy for you. Okay. So the other thing which we can kind of check is set new homepage tab. What is this exactly, right? Configure. Okay, before that, what we can do is, let me check this one. What this policy says? This policy determines page that is opened when new tabs are created, right? So this policy does not determine which page opens on the startup. That is controlled by restore on startup action. So that is another policy, right? So that is another policy which we are talking about here, right? So let's see our homepage button is still working or not, right? Okay, that is working, right? Homepage button is working, but when you click on the new tab, it is going into a different URL, right? So it says action to take on startup policy, right? It also doesn't affect the home page if that is set to open to the new tab page. Okay. So it is bit confusing, at least for me. Probably you need to do some R&D and understand what is the exact policy which you want to kind of configure, right? Okay. So let's take a startup action, right? So let's say open up open a new tab, right? If you open a new tab, then probably it will automatically open the new URL which we configured, right? For the tab. Restore the last session, open a list of URLs. Open a list of URLs, I don't know what does that mean. Probably you have the details over here, right? So this is my kind of advice. Probably if you are not familiar with these kind of policies, right, or you do your R&D and understand the policies in your pre-prod environment or testing environment, then you can go ahead and deploy it to the production, right? So I think I will open up for the questions now today, and we'll see like if there is any questions. So let me check whether anything available in the. Okay, it's Edge policy. Okay, Peter says it's Edge. Thank you, Peter. Okay, homepage location will work when enable home button for the Edge. Right, but it didn't work for me, right? Money.
And
Okay.
earlier we didn't enable home button, right? Once we enable home button only it worked when we click on it.
Yeah, so I was thinking like it should open up with the home page, right?
That we need to set with the new tab page as home page. That will work.
But then again, that is what we did, right? But that is not solving our purpose, right? Because
Actually,
what
we
I
configure the. Yes, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
No, we configure the configure new tab page as URL. A new window or new tab page, it will open the what we configured. But the home page, when we want to open, when we open a window, we need to set that new tab page as home page. Then it will work. I mean, we in
Okay,
my infra we are using like that.
let me check that. Where is that policy?
Is the last but second. Set the new tab page as a home page.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah. So this is the one which we need to kind of set up, right? You mean to say?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
let's try to do that. So this is set new tab page as home page. Hmm. But again, what I'm trying to say is, right? Okay, so let's set this policy first thing. Okay, and see what is going to happen. What I'm trying to say is, so for example, if I come here, right, I close the entire thing, and when I open up, right, I need okay, bad gateway, I don't know what is that, right? I need this page to appear as a startup, right, as
yeah,
a home page, right? So if I click on new tab, it's opening up a different URL, right?
yes,
So I don't know the way, I don't understand the way how do we set up this URL, right? This URL as the home page. Like, so for example, if I launch, it should automatically come up with the
home
now it's
page.
coming. Now it's coming. No, this is new tab, right? So my
Yes, yes,
actual home page is this one.
yes. We didn't sync it right. When we sync, it will work right now. I feel we did
Yeah,
the
that.
same for Chrome actually.
Oh, okay. Let's see that. Then that's bit. Yeah, let's see that. Let's device status pending. Okay, that's fine. I think now it's syncing. Let's refresh the registry. Not yet there. I feel new tab location. Not yet there. Okay. So register sync completed. Let me sync one more time. Okay. And let me refresh. Okay. So it came now. So that says home page is new tab page. Okay. So that means my forum will come up as a default home page, right?
Yes, how to manage devices will come.
No, there are two things, right? One is forum and the other one is how to manage devices. Actually, I need how to manage devices.com as my home page, right?
Yeah, it
So,
will come now like that.
oh, oh, that's interesting. Let me close this and something is coming up. No, this is the forum is coming. That is the
Okay.
new tab, right? That is not the actual home page. Like if you click on my home page button,
Hmm.
it is no. What is happening now? So that got changed now. Okay. So before when I clicked home page button, when I click a home page button, it used to come the other website, right? So the this one, this is the home
Ye-
page location.
Yes, yes. There is a conflict between home page location and new tab page location. In that policy, it was mentioned when we configured both the things with this one, it will take precedence of new tab page location.
Okay, okay, super. Thank you. Thank you for that detail. So that was very helpful. So yeah. Okay, so that's clear now. So hopefully everyone got some understanding of it, right? Probably unless and until you do R&D, then only you will come to know, right? So yeah, thank you for that. Any other questions on this?
No, just a separate question. Like when you are syncing this, you need the company portal, or is there any way you can do it from settings and then
Yeah, you
sync
can
that?
do it. You can do it from settings. Yeah,
Okay,
you can go to accounts and go to the MDM and you can sync it. Yeah.
okay, because we don't have company portal, so every time,
Yeah, that's easy bit actually. Um, you can go to that particular uh, where is it? Settings. If I go to settings, accounts, right, and if I go to access work sync and over here info, right. So if I go over here, you will get a option to sync.
okay, yeah,
So let's go to settings and see what is that command which Peter provided. Edge policy. Okay, edge edge policy. Okay, edge policy is coming. Okay, that's cool. Okay, that's working. Okay, export to JSON. Any other questions today? Okay, thank you all for joining in, and we'll have weekend sessions tomorrow, and on Sunday we'll have some Intune sessions. So please try to join that also on Sunday 6 p.m. IST.
sure.
Thank you all
Thanks,
for
sir.
joining in, and have a nice day.
Yeah,
Bye. Cheers.
you too.
Thank you, sir.